Heyo, EC here, and today we're gonna have to talk about this. And we're gonna have to talk about how Mario Sports, in my opinion, guys, is kind of dead. And let me explain why in this video. Before we get into all that, obviously, make sure you like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff. So Mario Sports has been a thing since the 1990s. The first game being Mario Tennis on the Virtual Boy, and obviously it's been going from strength to strength for a long time. There's obviously been a load of different sports they've obviously covered. They've covered obviously baseball, tennis, golf. They had a basketball game on the DS. They had obviously the Battle League series, which is obviously football, otherwise known as soccer in America. But we got to talk about the idea that Mario Sports is kind of as sort of a series is kind of on its last legs. Let's start with the obvious fact: the games now feel very uninspired. Like the games they have been releasing feel like they're copy and pasting the same formulas each time. Like the games they've been releasing a lot are like Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, Mario Battle League. Not Mario Battle League, Mario Strikers. And essentially, we see these games so many times, we kind of already know what to expect, and it feels like they're playing it very safe with these releases. They're not actually really doing much, innovative or taking a risk with these games. For example, we're not getting a Mario Basketball game. Like Mario Basketball has only had like one game, and that was in 2006 on the DS. The last Mario Baseball game was in 2008 on the Wii. Like, Nintendo has done these things in the past, and maybe they didn't sell that well. Maybe they weren't, they didn't sell that well. Maybe they weren't that, enticing for Nintendo to develop. But it feels like with the Mario Tennis and Mario Golf and Mario Strikers, it feels like they're just copy and pasting a similar formula each time. And it does feel like they are lacking on the creativity on that and the innovation of these games. Like, for example, the Mario Sports Mix, for example, on the 3DS. I think it's I know there's a few Mario Sports Mix games on the DS and the Wii, 3DS and the Wii, and these games were basically just a compilation of mini games or like smaller versions of sports. They're not too bad when you look at them as their own thing, but you compare them to obviously like what they actually release as a full game. It's kind of shocking they have about the same amount of content, and they're older, and they have then obviously not charged as much, and it's just kind of weird. But also we have to talk about the other plague of Mario Sports, and that's the updates, the content that is just cut at launch. They rush these games out. These games launch missing modes, missing levels, missing a lot of reasons to play and keep playing. Really, some of what they did with Nintendo Switch Sports, they updated all these games as they went on, and these free updates, they were free, but it really made you question like what the point was at times, because you bought these games full price on day one, and they added all this stuff later on because they just never bothered to like wait and delay the game to actually put all the content in. So they added like a few levels in Mario Golf and a few like, I don't know, these it's just kind of lazy to me. I hate it when games do this, and I hate when companies do this because they try and justify you buying the game now for what you're going to get later on. To me, it just doesn't feel right, and it is just kind of annoying that these companies keep doing this. And for Nintendo to do it as well, Nintendo was once a bastion of like innovation, and never releasing a game unfinished. Now they just seem to be embracing the idea that you can just update the game as time goes on, which to me is just kind of annoying. But also, we just need to look at it. Like, it feels like as a whole, like with the Switch consoles, there were so many ways you could use the Joy-Cons innovatively for some of these games. Like, for example, like, why did we not get a full-on Mario Dodgeball? Why did we not get another Mario Basketball? Why did we not get another Mario Baseball? Imagine the Joy-Cons are literally like mini Wii remotes, so we could have easily got a Mario Baseball game working on the Switch or the Switch 2. But they just played it safe. They had golf, tennis, strikers. And that, to me, sort of shows Nintendo's playing it safe for these sports games. They're a little bit too scared to go a bit further afield because obviously they know these are safe sports. These are really recognisable sports. Everyone knows these games, and most people will obviously have played at least one of them. But to me, like the first sports game, Mario sports game on Switch 2 is Mario Tennis Fever. And that to me is just like, why? I made a whole video about it, but I don't see why it's got to be a tennis game, to be honest. I don't know why the first sports game they're doing for the Switch 2 is a tennis game. They didn't try to do something new or innovative. They're like, no, it's a tennis game with a few power-up rackets, and that's what we're doing, and that's going to be $70. And obviously you got people looking at it like, okay, but why? Because obviously, let's be fair, Nintendo used to innovate. They used to try and do different things with their sports titles, and now it feels like they're not really trying anymore, and it's kind of sad to see, to be honest. Like, they used to be known for taking risks and having arguably some of the most innovative games in the industry. But now it feels like Nintendo just doesn't care. They just want to put out a game, make the money, and if there's a problem, they'll fix it later. But that's just my take. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know what you think. I've been EC. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Leave your comments down below. Do you agree that Nintendo Sports is kind of dead? Let me know what you think. And I'll see you all next video. Peace.